Like and subscribe if you believe in common sense and truth, because I'm getting ready to hit you with some serious common sense. Christianity supported slavery. And if Christianity supported slavery, it has to be in support of everything that came with slavery. Slavery violated every commandment in the Bible. Slavery violated all 10 commandments. Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews that live in Israel sold people into bondage. They sold slaves. They purchased slaves, brought them over to the New World in their ships, and they sold them and profited off slavery. And slaves were black. We all know slaves were black, and they expect us to believe that they are God's chosen people when they were selling God's chosen people into bondage. And God's chosen people, according to the Bible, were black. Jesus was black. And what's really more, just to show you how ridiculous Caucasians, Neanderthals can be, the Bible tells you Jesus had hair the color and texture of white lamb's wool, and feet the color of burnt bronze, meaning he was a black man. The Pope, as you can see on the thumbnails, prays to a black Jesus and Madonna. In the Vatican, they pray to a black Jesus and Madonna. When they leave, they tell you Jesus and his mother were Caucasian. And there are pictures of him praying to a black Jesus and Madonna in or at the Vatican. Russia has opened up its archives and has shown you pictures of a black Jesus and Madonna centuries before he was whitewashed. There are statues in Europe of a black Jesus and Madonna. I have that picture in the thumbnail also. Also in the thumbnail, you'll see the Ku Klux Klan talking about Jesus saves. And Jesus supported the 10 commandments. He repeated Moses' 10 commandments. And slavery violated all 10 commandments. Just to show you the ridiculousness of some Caucasians pretending, you can't make this up. And now, to this day, Christianity sanctions homosexuality. But if you go to Deuteronomy 22, verse 5, it tells you that homosexuality is an abomination. It's an abomination. Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. Read it for yourself. The Bible also tells you that a rich man has as much chance of getting into heaven as a camel passing through the eye of a needle. The Vatican is rich. The Vatican became rich off of colonizing indigenous people and having them pay tithes. Not to mention the fact that they were molesting those children. And they're still doing it today and they're hiding and covering it up. Tell me something that Satan does that Christians have not done. You can't even exclude eating people. Christians ate slaves. They ate people. This is just to show you, I just want to tell you this. Yashua is alive. He has returned to the earth, and he is walking the earth right now. Yashua. His name's not Jesus or Jesus. It's Yashua. And Yashua's here. And like the Bible said, and like Yashua said, you won't recognize him. You won't recognize him. Especially if you think he does not have hair like mine, like lamb's wool. And if you don't think his skin is the color of burnt bronze like mine, you won't recognize him. And it's really insulting, and it should be embarrassing for Israeli, Ashkenazi, and Sephardic Jews to walk around calling themselves Hebrew Israelites, knowing that Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews were not Hebrew Israelites, knowing that they are racist, and that doesn't go along with Jesus, knowing that they themselves in their racism violates the 10 Commandments, and then they have the nerve to walk around with a yarmulke on. That's insane. Totally insane. And then, plus they lie, they steal, and they cheat, and they put out false narratives. It's insanity. So I just want Caucasians to know that when you support when the police shoots an unarmed black man in the back, and you support that, or you don't try to stop it, you are part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. So you can get off your knees. You can get off your knees, because you saying Jesus is Caucasian or a Neanderthal. You may as well just keep saying Columbus discovered America. Just keep saying Columbus discovered America, because you're just making all this stuff up. You know it and I know it too. You see, we are supposed to control our desires. We're supposed to control our desires so that our soul becomes immortalized and saved. The goal of, I can't say Christian because Christianity didn't exist, but the goal of Kemetic philosophy, from which Christianity was taken from incompletely, the goal was the immortalization and salvation of the soul. And you don't do that breaking the 10 Commandments. Like, subscribe, have a wonderful day. God bless us all.